What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I wanted to give some love to a very, very beloved character in the KOF franchise, which is my man, Guinness, the guy that took out Rugal's eye. And I thought it was only fitting during the Rugal banner to go ahead and show Guinness some love because this is a character that's going to get some love in the future. He's a BS character that hasn't got any kind of buffs. And the reason for this video is one, again, to show some love to this character, but also to show guys that getting these BS memories from Demo Space, the free BS memory that we just got from the screw up or the bug that we just had in the game regarding Demo Space is actually extremely beneficial because I actually had this character at A3 and I used those BS memories to level him up, to take him up even further, right? These memories that we actually get from Demo Space, these are really, really nice because for a character that's a BS character or even, SS memories for SS characters, the generic versions of the memories, you can level them up. You can't use these exact memories to do change-up kits, right? To unlock their EX skill, you have to have 3 actual memories of the character in order to do that if they have an EX skill available, which Guinness does not have right now, right? But you can level them up to A5, right? You could literally get the character and level them up. That is awesome, guys. The fact that we can farm these things, actually get them from guild raid by chance, but you actually can guarantee 1 a month from Demo Space is awesome. It is phenomenal because now I have an A5 Guinness. Now, some of you probably think of, well, yeah, but we got EX characters. That's true, and the EX characters are godly, and they are stronger. By far, they are. But do you really need it? Do you really need all that power? For some game modes, maybe there's an argument for it. But when it comes to other game modes like Guild Raid, a game mode where you can actually get BS or SS memory by chance, I always got to stress that, he can still do it, guys. He can still get that maximum score. You only need 1.25 billion. This is kind of the crux and the advantage of King of Fighters All-Star. The game modes that are really valuable, that give us really good rewards. I mean, Demo Space, you do need fairly strong characters. And this character, by the way, can absolutely do Demo Space. He's got a built-in shield when you use your active skills. He's got really, really good damage. The shield gives him really good survivability. He has a lot of AoE with his attacks, a lot of stun locking effects with his tornadoes. I mean, he's a really, really great character. And I really think he gets undersold. I mean, look at the leadership the guy has, right? Increased red element fighter attack by 65%, which is kind of funny because I thought about using Duo Lon for his leadership, but why would I? Because Guinness buffs himself already tremendously, the same amount that Duo Lon gives temporal mystery fighters, right? And since we already did that test with Kusanagi and Duo Lon and found out Kusanagi is just as good, if not better, and easier to play, I'm just going to use Kusanagi in the run that we're going to do today instead of Duo Lon. Sorry, Duo Lon fans, Netmarble really should do a better job again. Hashtag buff Duo Lon, definitely needs to be done. But Guinness here, guys, I mean, the thing that's nice about him, especially against Guild Raid Rugal, is he does apply Bloodshed. He applies one of the dots that you need to break the meter. And this guy does so many hits that he can break a meter super fast, even though he doesn't have poison. Now, I am going to be throwing poison in there. I'll show you guys how you can do that if you want to use this character. But literally, guys, it's 213, 213, or 231, whatever. Always start with the 2 to get your hyper armor up. So Rugal doesn't interrupt your skills, and just go into 1-3 or 3-1, whatever afterwards. And yeah, guys, his 3PG doesn't get interrupted. You don't have to worry about, taking any damage from it. And if you are doing, you can even do solos with this guy. Now, I'm not going to do a solo because we can actually get a lot more damage the way that I'm going to play him. And I do have 2 BS stones on him, right? I had the first stone that's just a double attack from bleed. You can actually get these from Guild Raid. And then we have the BS stone here from Volume 4, which actually gives increase critical damage by 25%, which, does help. For a character like Guinness, adding critical damage is actually really good because, again, he does lots and lots of hits, which means he does a lot of critical hits, guys. The more hits you do, the higher chance you have of doing critical hits. Therefore, if you're increasing their critical damage, they're going to hit a lot more. They're going to hit a lot harder more often. It really does make a big difference for a character like this. And then the third skill is a Volume 4 also that increases active skill damage, right? And then I just got 2, attack with bleed stones on him, and the dots do stack on top of these imprint stones, which makes a difference. Now, this is the part that kind of sucks for maybe a lot of players, but you don't have to have this set, guys. You could absolutely use Akane set that's always available in the game. It won't be as high as damage as this, but I really love using the comeback set because it works on any characters in the game, and it's just a really awesome set. Similar to the set that we have in the banner with Rugal, it is awesome because it does increase your PG automatically all the way up to 5 PG bars. Well, 30% chance, but still a really good chance, especially when you're landing tons and tons of hits, right? And it also does increase your attack, and it increases your attack speed by 2% for every power that's consumed. Decrease active skill cooldown by 12%. So whenever you hit your active skills, or whenever you hit your awakened skill, I should say, if you have 5 bars of PG, that's 10% extra attack speed, and that really makes a difference when you're rotating through your skills, adding a lot of extra damage, including the deal additional damage equal to 100% of attack when landing an active skill. It's just a really, really fun, great set. It's not the most OP set, but it's a very good set. And this is a set that actually showed up during the Shermie banner, the EX Shermie banner, and I'm pretty sure we'll get a rerun. And I'm actually going to be using this card here, which a lot of players do have if they play during the Tekken collaboration. This is a really great card because it increases active skill damage by 10%. That is nice. These do apply to the character that you do have the card equipped to. However, this here will only work on Tekken fighters, right? The increased attack by 20%. It's not going to work for Guinness. So I just want that active skill damage is all I'm really looking for. And I do have a Transcendent card on him that does increase his critical damage by 7.5%. Again, the guy does a lot of critical hits, so increasing his critical damage is actually a really, really good deal, right? And then his 3PG does increase his critical rate and attack. So again, guys, he's just getting more critical rate from having this 3PG, and increasing your critical damage will make a difference for the character. Now, let me show you the team that I'm going to be using, okay? Now, this is a pretty easy team to set up for the most part because you really don't need these characters to be leveled up. Really, Guinness at A3 guys could absolutely do this, but I do have an A5, and I do have these scores blocked out, so it'll be a little bit of a surprise as far as what he can actually do. Now, this is the team that I'm going to be setting up. Obviously, we're going to be using Guinness for his leadership, the 65% increase to red element fighters, but we're just going to throw in Leona. The reason Leona is in here is because of her survivability. Whenever she gets attacked, her shield is just going to automatically pop up. Now, Guinness does have a shield, and it is used when you use your active skills. However, the thing about Guinness is if you already use the shield, there's a cooldown on that damn thing, and you might not get to use the shield the next time. Since he's an attack type fighter, guys, he can actually take a lot of damage, right? That's kind of the thing about him. So, and he can do a solo, if you time your shields correctly, as far as when Rugal is going to do his explosion, but this is a much simpler method. And Leona, guys, even at level 90, Leona could absolutely do this, especially if you have her 3PG. She could, in fact, the way that I'm doing it, you don't even need her special 3PG. You could actually use a different 3PG if you wanted to, but really this one's going to be the best because it has a nice long animation, and I am running a Serena set. The build doesn't really matter on her because I'm not using her as a damage dealer. All I'm doing is using her to stall the timer with her 3PG and to absorb the damage from the Rugal explosion because of her shield. That's the only reason. Now, you don't need this PG card right here. This actually we got through the Intama collaboration, and this card is a super armor card. You don't really need it, but it definitely helps having a super armor card. That way, when you drop your character in, and Rugal's doing a genocide cutter, he doesn't interrupt you, right? You can just fall down, go into your skills. It just makes things a lot easier, but you don't need it. You really don't. The Serena set, I absolutely would throw on her because it's going to increase her PG rate much faster, and on top of that, I do have a Rochi. And the reason Rochi is on her is because he's actually going to give her some nice little PG game buffs. The killing an enemy isn't a big deal in Gilray because obviously you're not killing Omega Rugal, but the obtain 15% power at the start of stage is big, right? And the obtain 10% power when using an ultimate move is big. So she's going to have plenty of PG. That way when I drop her in, I can just use her 3PG automatically. And then Kusanagi, of course, for his buffs, increased target damage received from his core whenever you tag in another character by 35%. And then, of course, Bison's going to apply poison, okay? And I'll bring up the run for you guys right now, and you can check this out, okay, and see how I watch it, right? And this is a really fun video to do for me because you're playing with different characters, and that's kind of the thing about Kofus, guys. Because these game modes don't require a tremendous amount of damage, like especially Guild Raid, you can afford to use different characters and play with some of your favorite characters. Guinness is easily, many players' favorite character out there. I mean, there's many players that love him, right? He's OP as hell. He has a cause in the lore. There's a reason he does what he does for everything, right? To resurrect Orochi, that's his whole thing, right? He's a Hakishu, he worships Orochi. And he does everything for him. And he's such a powerful character that whenever he faced against Rugal in the lore, he destroyed Rugal. It was nothing for him. He didn't even break a sweat. Literally took out his freaking eye within seconds, right? And only let Rugal live because Rugal was able to survive. That's the only reason he let him live, right? So he had kind of an appreciation for that. But I mean, he's just a badass character, right? Really awesome character, right? Obviously, because I'm a Rugal fan, I do got a little disdain for Guinness, but it doesn't mean I don't think he's awesome. He's absolutely awesome, guys, right? And you're going to notice that this guy with the particular build that I'm using, obviously, on my main account where I got a fully developed codex, he's going to do better than players out there. But, like, the point of the video, guys, is to show that, just because we have EX characters doesn't mean you can't use BS or SS characters. Doesn't mean that those memories that we're getting and farming are irrelevant, that they're, that we can't use them. Of course we can use them. Of course you can level up a character and play with them. If these were double attack moon and star shaped stones on Guinness, he would do even more damage. If these cards were transcended, he would do even more damage. Right? You could build any character you want, any free-to-play character or any character that you have, that you love, to the maximum if you really want to get the most out of them and enjoy the game. That's what games are all about. Playing with your favorite characters, right? I'm lucky because Rugal, obviously Netmarble's a little biased toward the character, and they really jacked him up. Whenever BS Rugal showed up, he was the most powerful character in the game, right? Now, I can't say that about the God Rugal because I think Jin's actually still a little bit stronger, but I don't really know. But still, Rugal's still extremely strong, very, very powerful, top 2 easily in the game, right? So they show quite a bit of love to him, and hopefully they'll do the same thing for characters like Guinness in the future and other, characters that, people that are beloved by the players of KOF, especially for nostalgia reasons or for if you're just a newer player jumping in. Guys, we already got the max score. So with a lesser build, not even having an A5 character, and again, you can farm for BS memories, you can level this character up, you can get him to A5, you can absolutely do it. And once you get the character to A3, you unlock all those imprint stone slots. You can literally equip 5 imprint stones on him. You don't even need the BS stones, you can just use, double attack with bleed that you can actually get from Guild Raid. I know it's by chance that you can get, whatever stone that you like, but you can do it, right? You can do it free to play. Absolutely, right? And I mean, Guinness is honestly surprising me with the amount of damage he's doing, right? And I think that, we get so used to these EX characters, and we get so used to these insane scores, 70 billion, 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, and Guild Raid, and we're just like, oh my God, this is just so insane and so awesome. And it is awesome, and it is insane, but it isn't needed. That's the thing. It isn't needed at all, right? All you need is 1.25 billion and 4 keys a day. Literally, if you can score 310 million every run, 310 million just one time, and then repeat that three more times, you'll have the maximum score, and you're going to get the same exact rewards as any player that's scoring 100 billion plus in Guild Raid, right? That's the thing. Right, the EX characters are still valuable because there's other game modes that they definitely make things a lot easier. Definitely in PvP, like an Absolute War and League Match, they definitely make things a lot easier for you. No doubt, guys. But it doesn't mean that these characters, these BS and these SS characters, aren't relevant for many, many players out there. They absolutely are. I used BS Rugal for months and months and months, even after he wasn't a meta. You know why? Because he could score over 15 billion in Guild Raid. Why do I care that I can score 100 billion plus? I don't, unless I'm bragging or just want to be like, look at these insane numbers, it's crazy, right? But as someone that actually values rewards in a game, right? As someone that wants rewards to reward the players, then it's kind of needless to have such powerful characters unless they're your favorite character. Like I said, Rugal's my favorite character. So I'm going to level him up, and I'm going to max him out, and I'm going to develop him because he's my boy, right? But if your favorite character is a BS or SS character, you could do the same thing, and they're going to do absolutely well. I bet you I could take pretty much any BS and SS character, and I bet you I could easily get the 1 key reward in this. I bet you I could do it with any character and get 1.25 billion. Put that to the test, guys. Put down in the comments if you think there's a BS or SS character that cannot hit 1.25 billion. Let me know if there's one that you think cannot do it, and I'll see what I can do. All right. And, and if you want me to try to do it free-to-play way, I can try to do it that as well, right? But look at this, guys. Look at this. He's over 3 billion. He's gotten over double, almost triple what you need for this run, almost triple. Look at that. 3.3 billion, guys. 300,000 more would have been triple, right? Triple. I mean, it's an amazing score. It's a very, very good score for a character that hasn't got love in a long time in this game. And this is the point of the video. The BS and SS memories that we can acquire, that we can farm, are very relevant for a lot of players. And it's really awesome that we are able to farm them. It doesn't mean that we don't need to get EX memories. Of course, there needs to be a way to farm for those as well. But the fact that, we can guarantee a BS guarantee, guys, aside from Guild Raid, one of those things every single month. And yes, it would take a long time. If you just had a level 90 character, it takes 7 more months to get, your character to A5. It is still amazing. It really is, because you can make your favorite character as powerful as they need to be in order to get the maximum rewards, at least at a guild raid, and really do well in a lot of other game modes as well. So guys, let me know what you think about Guinness destroying guild raid. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody.